The Nikon F is a landmark camera both technologically and culturally. Originally released by the Nikon Corporation in 1959, this camera uses 35mm film. Before the digital camera sensor, which is found in most modern tech products, taking pictures was a fully mechanical and chemical process. The Nikon F introduced many breakthrough features such as interchangeable prisms, automatic return mirrors, and a robust build, all for an affordable price. These features made the camera extremely versatile and easy to use for many different types of photography. This ad reads, "The world's most wanted camera, incredibly responsive, infinitely versatile, key to the most comprehensive system ever created for 35mm photography, priced for only $316 with the lens." Compared to the competition, the Nikon F really shined. Nikon's main competitor was the Leica system. These German-made cameras had great build quality, but were much more expensive and were used less by working photographers at the time because they were not on the technological tip of the iceberg like the Nikon F. For almost 20 years, the Nikon F was the go-to choice for working photographers. However, the line of photography that fit the Nikon F perfectly was photojournalism, which includes news, sports, and war photography. The camera was chosen by many photojournalists because it was so reliable. Even the world-famous boxer Muhammad Ali had to check out the Nikon F for himself. The camera's responsiveness made it perfect for capturing the fleeting moments of a championship boxing match or the harsh conditions of war. The Vietnam War was dominated by the Nikon F because it was so reliable. For the first time, soldiers could easily take pictures while off at war because of its ease of use and small form factor. You can see this photographer can't get enough Nikon Fs. A prime example of a photojournalist is Don McCullough. He is touted as the greatest living war photographer. He photographed 50 plus years of conflicts, including the Vietnam War. While in Vietnam, he once raised his camera to his eye just as a Vietnamese sniper was about to shoot him. His camera absorbed the bullet and literally saved his life. This is that camera. Don McCullough captured what it was like to live through conflict from both sides, capturing the sadness, fear, and shock that results from conflict, and is breathtaking because it shows the ugly side of humanity. These photographs froze a moment in time that would be otherwise forgotten. They serve as a reminder as to what we have been through and what we have done as a collective. Compared to other forms of records, photographs show exactly what happened, opposed to other forms of recording which are an interpretation of what happened. The Nikon F was also very popular amongst artists and fashion photographers. While I don't believe that a great camera takes great pictures, I do believe that a great photographer can use a great camera to take a great picture. This is a photograph from an issue of Vogue magazine. In the 1970s and 1980s, there was a wave of new fashion and street photographers because the Nikon F was so cheap and easy to use. This ad reads, "The Nikon F, for the man to whom photography is a form of creative self-expression." This shows that, for many, the Nikon F and photography is a great creative outlet. This photo by Henry Grossman of the Beatles shows that the Nikon F was used effectively by artists as well as photojournalists. Fine art, street, and fashion photography are much more staged and fabricated than the rawness of photojournalism. This more artistic side of photography is focused on framing life in the way that the photographer sees it. A fashion photographer could place a model in a purple dress in a sunflower field to show off the vivid colors of a purple dress. It is highly unlikely that you'd find a person in a purple dress walking through a sunflower field by coincidence, though this photography can capture and exaggerate the nuances of life. This is Private Joker from Stanley Kubrick's Full Metal Jacket, holding a Nikon F. Because this camera was so popular, it had lasting cultural significance. It is considered a landmark camera by many because its mass use and technological advances. The camera still holds up to today's standards, as many photographers still use it for street photography and fashion photography. Even though digital photography is so universal, many photographers are in love with the raw and natural experience of shooting with 35mm film. My Nikon F was given to me by my father, who is actually younger than the camera itself. Although taking pictures with this camera costs much more than a normal digital camera, it creates a sort of urgency behind each picture because of the price. The Nikon F was a really groundbreaking camera and is still a landmark camera. It was used to capture countless important moments throughout history. Its use in the Vietnam War has provided us with the harsh consequences of war and conflict. Artists also used the Nikon F to express themselves and capture the world around them. As different as these two fields of photography might seem, they actually try to achieve the same goal. Actually, all forms of photography strive to capture and record the human condition, whether it be the devastation that a war-torn country feels, or the madness of rush hour on the 4 train. Photography attempts to freeze the feeling of a moment. To finish, this is a picture of Cornelius from Escape from the Planet of the Apes, holding the Nikon F. Having recently crash landed on Earth, you can see a look in his eye that can't wait to start taking pictures with the Nikon F.